Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jess and I moved from Italy to the US almost 2 years ago, and I decided to open this channel to share my thoughts. Today we have a talk to do. It's about Italian stereotypes, because since I moved here I've heard all sorts of stereotypes that are absolutely not true and they're pretty crazy. So I wanted to debunk them because I make food, I make recipes, I make videos of Italian food that is not the ones you usually see online, is the one that it's eaten at home. So as soon as I posted, people would be like, oh, Italians would never do that, you don't call yourself Italian would never do that. So let's start because it's gonna be a lot to process. I have my helper here. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment your thoughts on this, because I really want to know other people's opinion on this matter, because I don't think everybody thinks these things are true. But after receiving so many comments about this matter, I'm like, I really need to know in which part people stand. I hope this video will help you. But now let's start with stereotype number 1 is Italians don't buy store pasta. They only make pasta by themselves. No. I'm sorry to break it to you, but Italians have a life. We have a life, we have a job, we have things to do. We don't certainly have time to make fresh pasta from scratch every time, especially because pasta should be such an easy filling, not even time consuming meal. We eat it every day at lunch because it's easy, fast, and filling. First of all, most Italians have a 9 to 5. When I worked in Italy, I worked from 8 in the morning and I would be done at 5 at night because we have 1 hour lunch break. Do you imagine people coming back from work at 5:30, depends, start making fresh pasta from scratch? No. To that connects another slightly off point, let's say at 1.1, store brand, off-brand pasta. I made a recipe and I used Walmart pasta. You know, when I went to grocery shopping in Italy, I would always go to the store and buy the cheapest pasta ever. That's what most of Italians do. We don't only buy brands because they're expensive. Maybe they're less expensive than what they are here. They're still expensive. So people buy off-brand or store brand. So when I came here, I went and bought
Walmart pasta.
And a lot of people came after me. They were like, you're not Italian. No Italian will use Walmart pasta. Well, so first of all, if I would have shown you the off-brand pasta from Italy that you don't know the name of because it's an off-brand that it's only in certain stores, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know that I would be using off-brand. And that's a thing a lot of people do. So yeah, we don't only buy big brands and we don't make pasta every day. That's a big no. For Christmas, my grandma makes pasta. For big events, it's not an everyday thing. It would be crazy. So we debunked the first one. Perfect. Going strong into number 2, it's also connected to pasta. It's a sauce. Pasta sauce, tomato sauce. The stereotype is that Italians don't buy store tomato sauce. Another absolute big lie. Not everybody has their grandparents that make their sauce. People don't make their sauce. It's time consuming, energy consuming, usually done in the summer. And if you're in certain cities in the summer, it's extremely hot. My grandma stopped doing it because it was too hot. It makes you sick and it's humid. I would compare it to Florida, hot and humid. I'm age. It would be like that. I've never been to Florida, but that's what I've heard. So I think it's like that. So yeah, do you imagine an 80-year-old making tomato sauce under the sun?
Unlikely.
No. In the Florida heat? No. The first thing they tell you on TV every time summer approaches in Italy is, especially for old people and kids, don't go outside because it's so hot. Because another time I posted a recipe and they were like,
Italians would never
buy sauce that is ready. No Italians would dare call himself Italian if he used the store sauce. Okay. Sometimes I read these comments and I find it so funny because I love the idea they have of Italy, because it's kind of stuck 100 years ago. I would say not even 100 years, but 50 or 60 years ago. It's stuck to that timeline when making things from scratch was cheaper than buying them. But right now it's cheaper to buy them made than making them from scratch. So thinking that in Italy still like that, it blows my mind every time, okay? Number 3 is how to make pesto. I posted a video recipe. These are all points that I'm making based on comments that I received. So I'm trying to destroy the stereotypes of people actually believing those things that I've heard and read in my comments of my recipes. I made a pesto and I used a blender. They call me all sorts of name because I use the blender. No Italian use a blender. They only use a mortar. We adapt. It's funny. Okay, we have technology in Italy. We don't have the time to start pestoing basil leaves when we feel like pesto. And big huge news is that we also have store pesto. There is also, I saw it in the US too, and it's from Barilla. I really like it. I used it a lot in Italy and I use it here also, and I don't find it weird at all. I think these are the same people that believe that wine is still made by stepping on grapes. We evolved from that too, so I'm sorry to break this big news, but we don't step on grape anymore. We have machines. Okay, let's go on with point number 4 and the last one, and is the use of garlic. Garlic in Italy is not used at all, and I noticed this because when I made pesto, I used a relatively small quantity of garlic. All sorts of people like, no,
An Italian would never use that little garlic.
Alexa, turn on living room. Third time. Breaking news is that Italians don't use garlic at all. I noticed this is a big actual difference because garlic in Italy, it's super strong. I could not eat garlic in Italy. I could not digest garlic in Italy. If there was just this much of garlic in a dish or something, I would notice it from miles away. I'm not joking. And then I moved to the US with the fear of eating garlic. So I didn't want to eat garlic bread in the beginning because I never had it, but it looks delicious and it smells amazing. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat it. Garlic never gave me issues in the US, and I noticed that here it has a milder taste, so it's less strong. So right now I add garlic to literally everything that I cook because garlic is really good. I wish I would have been able to use it before, but yeah, Italians don't use that much garlic. They don't use it at all. They sell pesto without garlic. I'm telling you, the garlic in Italy is super strong. My debunking stereotypes episode just finished, I guess. I probably will have more parts of this because things keep coming. The more I post recipes on like TikTok and Instagram, the more I discover things that I didn't know about Italians, being an Italian myself. But yeah, the conclusion is that Italians are normal people. We don't live in huge mansions in the middle of nowhere with a farm with animals. We have apartment buildings. There are people that don't even have a garden. They don't even have a garage. So imagine them having to make pasta and sauce. Imagine living on the 5th floor and deciding that you want to make pasta sauce. They struggle to go get groceries because sometimes those apartment buildings don't even have an elevator. We're not all fairies that live in a commercial. We're normal people. We evolved, luckily. This is the end of it. If you made it to this point, comment with a basil leaf. I don't know if there's one, or a tomato. I don't know. Yeah, there's tomatoes. So comment with a tomato if you made it to the end of the video. We're done. So I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know your opinion. Because as I said in the beginning, I really want to know what you think about this. And I'll see you next time. For the rest, have a good day. I'm done. Bye.